backing off early, as all of the NiP players are making their up the mid corridor really quickly.
Assist, by the way, went on to a CZ without armor. It doesn't matter if the headshots hit because body hits two of them. Get right. Getting him back, gets taken down by Shox as they swing back in middle. So Rez, yesterday was excellent on pistol rounds, has to try and save them again back through the archway. He knows Apex is near the spawn, but not quite in the corner behind the pillar. A good position, bomb down, no wrap potential to be, and it's all to Draken. At least gets onto a silenced USB, gives him some accuracy and range to work with. He's got bomb back in his hands. But a lot of distance to cover. Smoke comes down, so he'll lose his vision in the first chance of the shot, but he goes back and still finds Draken. MBK boosted up on top of Orange's one. He's able to find two with the UMP, but eventually it is all solved. This is what you were talking about. They didn't know. No. They didn't know Apex was there, and yet he whiffs. So NiP get the site, even though it was stacked and against them. They do so with low HP on Forest, but it's double AK set. And two kits, AWP and FAMAS for body, which is sufficient against Forest, even with the armor, and with Exist going down to 13 HP. But he finds the win against body. Luckily, the call's been made, they're low. The pistol could be enough for Orange is two, not new box. Keep in mind for Apex. So if they find the angle and they get past NBK, he's going to be sitting in the open, but they haven't gotten past NBK, and it looks like they will not. Eventually, Apex decides to go out when he reloads, doesn't need to control the peak, but body's there. And Draken, well, at least sitting like it.
Forest is going to wield it as they throw some smokes towards that A bomb site. It looks like they want to be hitting towards that quad side.
Kenny smokes actually almost interestingly positioned to allow him to play Graveyard. His one factor that he has to watch is the wrap at Arch. Shox is rotated around, gone down. Kenny, he's hidden though, and we know he's lethal close range. If you give him an inch, he'll take, all of it, but he misses by an inch. Misses by an inch, but goes back for more. They still haven't found him, now they will.
And it looks like the B attack is coming in.
If he gets kills again with that gun against armor, all right, it was Apex. I was gonna say I will just be eating everything aside from my proverbial hat. I've done that too many times. He will go back in to try and catch off NiP with a push. Get right, still working inside of the site. Apex knows he's Molotov'd out. He sits in the flames, and Draken has an easy shot as a result of it. Shox is still in behind the smoke. Get right will babysit and watch as it dissolves bomb to be planted at default. And the rotation's just arriving body. Next in line, has to get closer, Shox. He does still find one with the MP9, fair enough. But watch out, because Draken goes close. He can't find the angle, body's in position. It's all down to Get Right. Can't find the spray on the first, and he's on to 4 HP. The retake from G2 on a double op. What started, and with an MP9 in the mix, is going to...
MBK is going to be relaying that information as two rotations are going to come in, and once more it looks like another B attack is going to be coming in from the NiP squad with 25 seconds left on the clock.
MBK spotted immediately. Get Right and Forest find the entrances. Smokes down. The boost though, Shox is still there. They don't check it fast enough. The bomb gets dropped temporarily, and also with enough time for Shox to rotate to Ruins. A menacing position with better utility. He could have been in position to try and take the fight, but he still finds it against Forest despite the missed flash. Meanwhile, the bomb does go down, so there's still a chance. NiP can hold it off. Draken has Banana to hold. If he can slide across toward the cubby, the AWP will be perfectly positioned. Not only that, he's thrown out a flash toward Ruins, so it would slow down the push. Instead, though, they want the smoke. They're going to go through it. Draken's got to be very careful not to be caught out. And he knows there's going to be two there now because the calls come in that they've reboosted Shox up. So Draken, a great first shot to find body. But apparently, Shox is in the 30-degree window. Approach from apartments and Diggity. As they start to work in that direction, they line up perfectly. Shox, one through the other. He'll stitch them together with bullets from the M4, but it's Rez. Devastating for them as they turn back and they realize there's a firing squad staring them down. Apex has the accuracy, 2 kills. As Get Right says, enough is enough, I'm going. Flashes through, jumps behind the smoke rather than into the pit itself. And Body will lose track of the angle because I'm not sure that he's going to recognize that Get Right has gone below and hasn't needed to wrap around from Diggity, and therefore is already closer, which means when he jumps up,
they're rotating like this is fantastic as the attack comes in. Get Right's going to find one. Body on the balcony, but Kenny finally hitting a shot there, taking down Rez, and the attack is on.
Attack is on, but Shox is in the corner. Kenny nearly got caught out because he was waiting to cover off apartments and the wrap around from Diggity. He had a player in pit already, and somehow he hits one shot that allows Apex to find not only two in the site, or excuse me, Shox, but Apex to pop up and find Draken planting. And he gets baited in by Forest. It's Draken instead to get the shot. He gets first right. Get Right has not needed to move. Excuse me, Rez has not needed to move. I stumble over who's who in this situation, but it's perfect because he can be baited in, and as they go around the flash to try and get him inside of Banana, but as I mentioned, 4 players there. It's gonna be a hard task! What? Jumps in, finds Red, snaps back, low HP on Drake, and the flash pushes them back suddenly.
G2 players.
Draken does tag one on the scout, but gets tagged back and then walks out to Apex's greeting as they get inside a pit. It's MBK again, 2 on the pistol, this time picking up a weapon to work with. as he's got the silenced M4. Not as common that we've seen that this weekend. Good flank back from Rez, but a bomb plant. Damage assist because they've got armor to go against that, and he's already low. In fact, he's gone. So too may be Rez, although he gets one. He's on 9 HP, and with the bomb down, they've already spotted and figured out exactly where he is. He is actually an improvement.
At this point, man, they could shoot him in the toe and they'll fall down as Jake and will find Kenny. Apex, Shocks, and Body between them. Not a lot of HP as Forrest is flashed, and they've made their way up quad side into the site, finding one, only 2 more.
Big round as Apex will finally put the AK down.
Duel, they're peeking quad and arch side at the same time, and they've already got mid-wall control. Draken picking with the flash. He's going to find one, and he's going to quickly drop back, or maybe not, as Shocks will take him down. Trades across the board. Forrest finding one, and maybe Kenny S are the only 2 standing.
Forrest is waiting for another peek. They do good work to make sure that nothing goes wrong with the AKs at top of middle. Yes, okay, they caught out Draken, but he found the kill first and had the information, which allowed for the transitions and get right go. Get right from Coffins. Rez waits from Newbox. Smoked off is Get Right, so he has to rely on Rez to distract and get the first kills to allow him back in. Kenny trades it, and that's exactly what happens, however, because Get Right has confidence.
Now they're making their way up the mid corridor. Kenny finding a frag onto Exist. 3-on-5 situation now for G2.
Kenny gets another position, but not the shot, and they'll spray him down. Nowhere to run at that point in time. No one else close enough. Although they have 2 other players on B, they weren't in a position to do anything about it. And behind the bags, Exist finds one.
Bomb down as well.
Teammate was hoping to smoke him off. Bomb is down, but it's not secure because they are going to pursue it naturally with 3 players. And Get Right, it's clever, it's crafty, and Apex. Last possible minute, which he does. Bomb went to pit as well. Unfortunately for Forrest, it's an immediate trade back from Kenny. They still have to go to the bomb. And there's only 12 seconds to work with. If Forrest had stayed alive even in a little bit longer, they may have had it. It's down to Draken, it's down to an AWP, and a retake. Bomb planted, no kits. But it is a 1 versus 2, and he's close by already. Massive gap in the smoke, but Kenny naturally is staring it down on his own AW. They pushed all the way through B. It's going to be a fast flank, and NiP has nowhere to go because Apex has stopped them in their tracks. Get Right might find a kill, but he gets
ready to push Squeaky. Opens her up, gets taken down by Rez with that deagle, and 4-on-5 situation early for NiP.
Pulls Kenny out of middle to help the second rifle inside of A. That being Body. Misses a number of shots. The Molotov as well. He didn't have anywhere to hide. Kenny does. It's inside of the smoke, but it's available to them, but they've already got the information. Body at the slide. Doesn't have anywhere to go except back in front of Kenny, which limits his position. What from Kenny? 2 deagles, but down immediately. Apex pushing again. Checking useless. Forrest as they sit beside each other in tandem, and NiP goes back to try and solve that riddle. They can't. They're taken out, but it's damage done from MBK to the backside of Apex.
Rez thinks the flank is possible.
Kenny reads it very well. They know the door was open, so they look for that direction. Get Right on the AK, picked up, finds the shot immediately. Down 2 players at door. They can easily spray in toward the default position and potentially catch off either Body or Shocks. But Get Right has to get that information first. They know the door's open. Good shot from Apex, but there it is. They walk out. Get Right finds it. First, that is isolated. All possibilities and all options. Good tag by Get Right. Doesn't get the kill, but knows Body's there, so his teammates can immediately turn their attention in that direction, and the site is open, still with a man advantage. If Body got 2 in that situation, they might have had it. Discouraged from the peak until the flash comes in. Good first kill. No, I was going to say there's no way he gets time to reset with 3 players. But they do get time to roll
and have a lot of utility left to hold them back. But I say no resistance. Apex opening up again. 2 kills from...
And the intention of using a main. Shocks will use it to his advantage first. Better as he pops out and finds Draken as well. They're closing the gap. It's 7-4 and about to be a 5th. Forrest definitely about to be a 5th because the flame's at his feet. He'll smoke himself off, but that only gives away his position, and they fire into it with multiple bullets. Brings Bomb ever closer toward A. 30 seconds. This will be the target. Shocks. Good find onto Exist.
Apex here.
Oh, it nearly gets the chance. I really wanted it just to see that clever play work. Watch for the jump over red box. Apex goes for the reload. Get Right holds position. He's got to hold position a little longer because they're not finding the kills necessary. Problems will ensue if they can't convert early, I have a feeling, because, as you mentioned, G2, the frags were falling into place, and they nearly do again. Get Right down to 2 HP. Draken on 15, but the first kill still goes the way of Exist. No bomb plant yet either, as Get Right chimes in to find Shocks. G2 is suddenly struggling. They will manage to get the bomb down eventually. NBK will not have position from A main to see it, however, because they had to go for the safe plant default, and they're going to wrap for the flank. Without teammates to bait out back and get information. NBK, good snap back around as he turns, tries to find another, but they're just overwhelmed and overrun. It's down to just duels. It becomes a problem for them, more so because they flash Draken back in for the vents. He gets taken down, but that's information for Get Right and the player he was waiting to babysit. is gone, so he can wide peek and find two. And the rest on A are not moving, so you might be onto something, Chad, because this is all onto Rez. All onto Rez in headshot position, and suffers the fate of it in return. It's NBK with the kill. They are going to rotate around to at least CT, but how much further? Because he's sitting behind the box with nowhere else to hide. Buys himself some space. They wrap in nearly a second shot and a chance for one. But G2's found around. I have to say, I don't picture NiP making a play back into this as well. See exactly what's going on in A. But Draken's in position, nails the shot. Get Right does the same to Kenny, and he's pushed up still. They're going to repeak it.
There's only one left, and it's gone in again. The attack has to happen now.
They go. Rez lines them up. Only finds one body. Actually got the team kill. Call it 4-1, but Draken backside already finds another. Swings out. Has lost track. Doesn't spot anyone, but they are there every time.
In sunroom. They're already there. This is so scary.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Rez.
Swings back, but he's isolated by smoke. He's going to try and go above the smoke onto the catwalk silently as well.
Does exist. He waited perfectly in position, and Forrest has helped because he's found Shocks who went the other side. Excuse me, Body. Either way, bomb down, and Exist suddenly has a prime position. A good piece of real estate, good information to find. Kenny needs to do so. Thankfully, he does get him before perishing. That's crucial, but NBK goes aggressive. No time. Draken, he needs to stay alive, and he manages to do it.
But Forrest is rotating back in. Molotow's going to push him back to the triple box. Flash is raining in as well, but smoke spam coming through. They're going to find NBK, but Apex onto Rez. Bomb.
Gonna go for it. Forrest still has one to watch. Kenny hits a shot that if he did not, meant two would fall. It does mean Exist, however, does get inside of the site. He's getting closer and closer to the bomb, but he needs Draken to babysit and hold off the guard. He's found one, he's got another. He's got all down to just Kenny in a one-on-one, but no time. He's got a few shots, I have to say, crucial shots on the A side of the map. He's ready this time. Finds Kenny and turns around, and by his behest, he'll unleash the Dragon's Breath. Down go two from G2, but NBK is still trying.
This one slipped through their fingers. When they get those full guns going with attacks on, it's just a pounce on the B side. They're pushing straight in. Rez caught off guard.
How does he stay alive? If he had found a kill there, he'd done way more than but it's only worth one. Better entrance from Exist. That gives NiP footing, and a better footing as Draken again on the AWP, but it's down to just T remaining, and he's just sitting in the open. Works around toward Checker instead with bomb, but traded immediately. Body's opened up the site, and Get Right is smoked off. It should be a plant at the very least.
2-on-4 situation. As the CTs have 16K, they should go for this. Get Right finding Kenny.
Gets Get Right immediately back. Those was always the trades for G2. Not tradable this time. Draken works his way forward. Has the kit to work with. Already wrapping the corner. Checks it immediately! Oh! He's got the shot on Body. He knows exactly where the last player is. No smoke to conceal the fact that he wants to go for a full defuse, and NBK's going to peek it anyway. AWP ready. Misses the shot
right now.
Good shot, Apex, as he divides all the way through middle. Draken is fast to go back and find Kenny. He's got problems, though, because they're heading toward truck. He doesn't exactly know where to go right now. You can see the hesitation as he tries to find space, but he finds it effectively, taking down NBK. Forrest will apply pressure by getting Apex. That's the flank. Push NiP all the way off it. Exists, good shot to Apex, drops bomb temporarily. Kenny immediately on the trade, throws bomb across. He's going to keep the AWP in position, but what he doesn't realize, or does he, is that Get Right is against the wall. Just turned. He could be a problem if the timing is right. Timing should be a now. NBK, he's caused distracted. Shocks is gone. They've not heard the vent because of it with the AWP firing, but Exist is and gone because it was only two in the site. They are going to start to move the G2 players around, but not enough movement toward Kenny as he finds one shot, a lag on Forrest. He's tagged down by Apex, and we're getting closer to map points for G2 in overtime. They've got Body on the box.
There's no time, Matt. There's no time.
There's very little time. Enough time that they can spray them down. Good response from Draken, but it's too late. Bomb's on the deck. Bomb is on the deck with 8 seconds. It's done. It's already over. G2 are going to the finals 2-0 against NiP in Malmo, defending champions. Unable to succeed this time against their French counterpart.
Well, Apex really happy there. A little dance towards the end. That was some good Counter-Strike coming out from both squads. Overtime matchup, one to be remembered. I think pistol round wins across the board, some fantastic individual plays, and in the end, G2 too good.
Too good, I would agree. Just barely on cash. It was close. NiP had the lead.